This is Sarah from SeraCraft Studios. Welcome back to returning viewers, and thank you for coming to check me out. To new viewers, I'm happy to be back. I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to record this week, but I decided to do a quick little episode. So let's see where you can find me. I have notes this morning because I'm on my first cup of coffee, which is a honey latte, by the way, and it's really good if you haven't had one before. I have an espresso machine, and I think it's Shay, maybe, from the Elliott Homestead. She puts honey in her latte, so I tried it, and I really, really like it. So anyway, excuse me. Okay, so let's see. You can find me on Instagram as SeraCraft Yarn. You can find me, my crazy hair today, on Facebook as SeraCraft Yarn, and Etsy as SeraCraft. And then I have a Patreon page now, and the links for all of that stuff is below. And then also I am 1/3 of the Fiber Girls podcast. So you can also find that on YouTube. So I will link everything down below, and that should be easy to find that way. And yeah, see how I do today. Feel very discombobulated. Okay, so let's see what's been going on this week. I have not been doing a lot, I feel like. Just been a lot of things happening, and so I'm getting little bits done here and there, but mostly I just feel like this week just disappeared. I don't know where it went. So one thing I've been doing is in the Fiber Girls group, we have a little book club thread going that's on Ravelry, and there's a list of books at the top of that thread. It's not a really active thread, but I try to post when I'm reading something new, because my goal this year is to read as many books as I can. I used to be a big reader before doing knitting and having a little farm and canning and preserving and kids and all this stuff. And I just don't read that much anymore. You know, at night I can sit and watch TV with my husband and knit at the same time, or talk and knit or whatever, and I can't read and talk. So usually I try to read for at least 30 minutes before bed at night, sometimes longer if I'm really into the book. But so I've been trying to post when I read something, and there's been a few people who've joined me reading things. And right now I'm reading, I'm going to open up my Kindle to make sure I get the name right. It's The Woman in the Window, by A.J. Finn. And I will put that down below also. But that's a really good book. I'm more than halfway through it, and I'm really enjoying that very much. So that's been my book lately. I got a library membership and connected it to my Kindle, so I've been downloading and borrowing books for free, which has been really awesome, because I don't really read paper books anyway, and the idea that I can borrow all those free books and read them. I mean, I think I'm on book 6, maybe 6, I think, since January 1st, which is not as much as I used to read, but it sure is more than I read in probably the last 8 years. So I feel really excited about that. My goal was to try to read a book a month in 2019, and so far I've definitely gotten over that. I'm doing good on that. So so I'm going to continue that, and I have a whole list of books that I want to try to read. So if you are also a reader, and you have suggestions, I would love to hear some more suggestions. I like historical fiction a lot, and I've read a lot of, The Other Boleyn Girl and things like that. And then recently I've gotten into kind of thrillers. I don't like gruesome things or super scary, but I really liked The Winter People that we talked about on the Fiber Girls. And I also read The Girl on the Train, and I'm not going to remember authors probably. And then there was another one. I posted them in that group, and I really enjoyed those. So if you are a reader and you are in that genre, maybe you have some other suggestions for me, because I'm always looking for books now because I'm reading a lot. And then we have a big trip coming up, so I hope to read a lot on the plane. In July, we're going to Italy, and I'm really excited about it. We're going, my parents and my husband and I and our kids and my brother and his girlfriend. And so it's a long flight. And, you know, with 2 little kids, maybe I won't knit or read. But in my mind, I really think I want to have a book and a knitting project. Probably a sock, because I'm just guessing I won't be able to do very much. So anyway, so there's that. Probably today will be a lot about planning, because I have lots of plans. I don't feel like I have a lot of knitting to show. A lot of plans. So you can probably hear my daughter in the background. The cartoons are quieter this time, and I apologize for that. Last time I didn't realize how loud they were. But it's quieter today, so I hope that the sound is okay. So, okay, so let's start talking about it. I have been doing a little bit on my drop spindle. It doesn't look very much. And, you know, I still think the same thing I thought last time, which is that I like this fiber. And I'll see if I can without the crinkles. It's not bright. I mean, it's fall colors. I think, what is it called? This is where it's from, Elise's Discount Roving. It's in Depot Bay, Oregon. And it's, I have a little card here. Sorry, I hope it's not crinkly. It's a merino and tessa silk blend, and the colorway is called Autumn. And it is. I mean, it's beautiful colors and everything. It's just not super exciting. I guess I'm wanting something brighter, and so I'm just not super excited about it. So my sweet friend, more crinkling. I'm so sorry. In a close-up of me. My sweet friend Sarah from Graceland Wool let me have this braid of fiber that I'm really excited about, and I think I'm going to wind off what I did on my spindle onto something else. I don't have a bobbin. I don't know what I'll use. I saw somebody use a rolling pin, and I in our Fiber Girls group, and I was like, if I didn't use my rolling pin all the time, I would do that. But that was a clever idea. So I'll have to find something like that I don't use. But anyway, so Sarah gave me this beautiful braid. This is from Yarn Love, and her shop is shopyarnlove.com. Look at all of the fun spring colors. I feel like this is just what I need right now. And it's called Summer Wedding. It's on her Joan of Arc Roving, which is 50% merino and 50% tencel. And it's 4 ounces or 115 grams. This is from a club. Sarah was part of a fiber club from Yarn Love for a while. And this was just one that she wasn't going to get to. And when I saw it, I told her I was going to steal it from her because I really liked it, and she told me that I could keep it. So I think I'm gonna do that. I don't know anything about using a braid though. I guess I should ask her. Sarah, do I just rip off a piece of it and just start? Do I untwist it all? I don't know, but I'm really excited about it. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm hoping to do, what I would like to do is do some spinning over the summer. I tried to get enough, like one whole braid or whatever complete, so that I can actually knit something for myself in the fall with it. So that's what I would like to do. So I'm going to try to get back. I was doing 20 minutes or so of spinning a day, and that was really great. But then I got distracted with that Comfort Fade Cardi, and I didn't get back to my spinning. Anyways, so I'm going to have to do that. So anyway, so that's my spinning. And so then I have some sewing plans, and I really want to get back into sewing. It's been a little bit of time since I've made anything. And my goal is to make at least a skirt. I would like to make a skirt and a dress before the summer. I don't have the fabric, but I think I'm going to make the Gypsum skirt and the Hinterland dress, both by Meg. Ooh, what is her company name? It'll come to me. I'm going to have to do good show notes this time. Anyway, it's by the same person. She has beautiful patterns. And so if you're a sewist, then I'm sure that you've seen them on Instagram and stuff, but I will put that below. So I would like to do both of those this year. We'll see. And then also, oops, I almost knocked over my coffee. That would have been so sad. Okay, so I have 2 bags I'm going to make. One of them is from the making issue number 1, and that's the Flora issue. And see if I didn't mark my page because I was not as planned as I thought I was. Where is it? It's for a little pouch, and I have my fabric and zipper and everything. Oh, here we go. I want to say there's 2 sizes, and so I'm going to do this pouch. Hopefully that pattern did not show. I really hate when people show patterns and charts and stuff on social media. It's very disrespectful of the designer. So I think you just saw the supply list. I don't think you could see anything else. But anyway, it's the Petal Pouches by Anna Graham. And I am going to use this super bright pink and white. And then I got my pink zipper. So I'm really excited about that. So that'll be one of my next sewing projects. And then I'm going to make a really big wedge project bag. And I have some fabric left over from when we recovered the headboard in our guest room. And it's this. And I have a lot. So I'm going to make a big like sweater size bag with that. So that is my plan there. And I want to try to do those in the next couple of weeks. And then, let's see, my knits are, my daughter is sneaking up on me. Oh, there's her little head. Did you want to poke your head up? Come here. You can come say hi.
Hi.
That's Amelia. So, okay, the next project that I have. This is so funny. So I started this a while ago and I totally forgot about this project, and my daughter asked about it a couple of weeks ago and she said, "Where is my butterfly, Mom?" And I went, I don't know. So I had to find it, and then I had to find the pattern, and then I had to go through the pattern and figure out where the heck I was because I did not know. So I found everything, and I found the yarn. Let me see if I can find a nice picture. This is from another making magazine. This is from making number 2, which is the Fauna issue. And it was the Butterfly and Cocoon by Susan B. Anderson. So I'm making that for her, and I'm so close to being done. And I know why I put it down, and it's because I did the first wing and then could not remember where the heck I was in the pattern. I didn't mark it or something, and then I was confused. Anyways, so this is the little cocoon. I have the little marks for where the eyes will go. And so you take it out of the cocoon. Okay, so here's the first wing, the little mark for where the other one will go. So I just have to do the other wing and do the eyes and mouth and then the antenna, and then it's done. So it's really not very much. I could, in theory, have that done like by this weekend, but that would mean I have to figure out where the heck I am on that wing. And I don't think it's hard. I just haven't looked at the pattern in months. So I'm going to do that. And I'll tell you, I don't know the yarn. This yarn, I know what the cocoon is. I actually know what 2 of them are. The head is Madeline Tosh and Modern Fair Isle, which I love that yarn, and I've used it in a lot of things. The 2 purples are both scraps, so I have no idea. And then the cocoon, this is a colorway from Loops. It was her, gosh, I don't have the tag. It was one of the Harry Potter colorways. If you look at my Ravelry projects, I did a pair of mittens in this yarn. They had like a lace panel down the top. I did mittens in this yarn, and it will say what it is because I know that I did that in there. So, but that's an O-Loops one. So, okay, so I'm going to pick that back up and try to finish that. And the other thing I've been working on is in my Birch Grove bag that I'm always using because I'm obsessed with it, and it's my Desert Vista Dyework socks and Somebody It's Cold Outside on her Viso base. And it's just a plain vanilla sock, but I've made some progress, and I started doing these little markers like Kay, the crazy sock lady, does. And stripes make knitting go faster anyway for me, but those markers made me feel like I was just flying, because when I was not feeling like knitting, I all of a sudden went, hey, I just did 10 rows. I just did 10 rows. So that was great. So I did that. So I've got, it's the Desert Vista Dyeworks for the body, and then the cuff and heel is, I do this every time. It's Lolo Did It. And I said the wrong name last time, I think. But again, good thing I actually pay attention to my Ravelry and have been updating it. So that's on there. So that's a 60 stitch sock, and I am using my Chowgu, and it's a US 0, a 2.0 millimeter needle. And so I just, so 60 stitches, and I'm kind of making up the length and everything as I go to try to make them as long as I want before I just don't really know if I want very long socks this time. But I think it's just because I want to be done with them. I don't know. So I've been working on those a little during ballet and stuff. And then the other thing I've been really working on a lot is my Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrea Mowry. And it's inside out because the reverse stockinette is what you will see on the outside. But I have the body done all the way down to the ribbing, and I have the first sleeve almost complete. I did not follow her pattern for how to fade the sleeve. I followed the body, which you can see all my strings. Oh my God. So I'm knitting the sleeve so that I'm knitting the outside, and then you'll turn it inside out. So you'll see the reverse stockinette. Because I didn't want to do all the purling because that's crazy. And I didn't want to do the fading down to the cuff to get back to the lighter part for a couple of reasons. And the biggest reason was just that I don't have a lot of those lighter colors except for the O-Loops colorway, which is the one way at the top here, the Ants from Her Practical Magic colorway. That I'm going to do my whole shawl collar in that colorway. So I didn't want to go back to that. And also at the cuff, I thought maybe it might, if it was a lighter color and it got dirty, you might see that first. And I thought this just kind of looked nice the way that it just, I mean, I matched it pretty darn well. I'm pretty excited about that. So, so I like that a lot. And I'm using my Chowgu interchangeables. I have a 12-inch size 6 that I've been using for the sleeves until I got down to the bottom where you switch back to a smaller needle. And then I'm on the 5. And so I'm just using a longer cord for Magic Loop, marking where my decreases are. And then I have a little Harry Potter cupcake by Kayla from Whips on Sticks. And so all my colors, let's see, those are again on my project pages, but it's O-Loops in the Ants, So Happy Jane and Sassy Ballerina, Yarn Less Traveled in Spring Bouquet, a one-of-a-kind from Graceland Wool, and Hedgehog Fibers in Dragonfly. So I have all of those. And I'm going to finish that first cuff today and then start the other sleeve tonight, I think. And then I have some knitting plans. So I'm trying to finish those projects and get some things off the needles. And then I'm going to start a new project in April. And I'm going to restart the Tegna by Caitlin Hunter. And I think I'm also going to do the party top. And I can't think of who the designer for that is. I know Diane from Suburban Stitcher just finished that. So pretty. I can't think of who that designer is. But anyway, those are going to be my next 2 sweater cast-ons. But the Tegna, I already knit part of it and then I ripped it out. And if you saw, I think it was the first or second episode of the Fiber Girls, we talked about that because I thought my gauge was correct, and it's a roomier cropped top with lace at the bottom. And I will see if I have a picture. Here we go. I think you all know the Tegna from Caitlin Hunter from Boylan Knitworks. So I knit it, and I did a larger size because I don't think of myself as being an extra small. I mean, I'm not an extra small, but on a boxier top, such as the Weekender by Andrea Mowry, which is what I'm wearing, and I never told you guys, I did do an extra small in this because it's a boxier top and it fits great. And some of the other Caitlin Hunter things like the Tecumseh that I knit, I did a smaller size, and it's so boxy. It has so much positive ease that it's, I can knit a smaller size, which is great. Less stitches, less yarn, right? And it fits the way that I would like things. I don't like things giant, but I don't like them really fitted. So I can do, I think I can switch over and do the smallest size. See if I don't know if the measurements are close at hand here. So it's designed to be slightly oversized with 5 to 10 inches of positive ease around the bust. And so I thought, well, I can do the extra small or small. I think I did the medium last time, which was insane, and it was giant. I mean, I think Sarah and I could both fit in it. It was ridiculous. So I'm going to go back, and I think I'm doing the extra small. And I'm using I have 2 skeins of yarn. This is my yarn, SeraCraft yarn, in the Old Romance colorway, and this is on my merino sock base, which is 100% superwash merino. And it's just this beautiful mauve color. And somehow when I dyed it, they are so close that I actually did not alternate skeins on the first go around with this top. And there was no, I mean, you couldn't see any line or anything. It was great. So I'm going to go ahead and do it the same way again and not alternate on this, even though I would always say to alternate with indie dyed yarn. It's like a miracle colorway. So excuse me while I take a quick sip. Okay, so then I think, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to knit my party top out of, but I think I'm going to do, I have a black and white Madeline Tosh speckle, and I think it might be that one. And that is all for my knitting. I am planning the garden right now. We're waiting. It's warmed up. It's been in the 60s Fahrenheit here in Eastern Washington, and it's been just beautiful during the day, and I've been opening the windows and airing the house out, and it's been really nice. So it's making me start thinking about all of the plants and starting to check that garlic is coming up in the garden, and the berries will be coming up before I know it. And the grapes, I'm really hoping we actually get grapes from our grapes this year, and peaches and cherries and all of that. And so then I'm thinking of all the other stuff that I'm going to plant, and I pulled out this book, Harvesting Color. So how to find how to find plants and make natural dyes by Rebecca Burgess. And so I have been pulling that out, and I'm starting to look at that to decide what I might want to grow to dye yarn with. And I've been saving my avocado peels and pits. I've been saving my onion skins, and I've got some yarn downstairs that I plan to do some natural dyeing with this spring and summer. So I'm very excited, and just trying to figure out what where to start because I don't know. So I think that is just about everything. The only other thing I have is I have a giveaway today, and I'm really excited to do a giveaway. I am going to be giving away a skein of yarn, and I also have a sock ruler. So just a second. I have a sock ruler, and then the skein of yarn is one of my skeins in my Twinkle Toes base. This is called Lightning Bugs, and this is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% silver stellina. And it's just this really light, pretty, sort of buttery yellow with speckles of yellow and bright orange and emerald green, and it's just really fun spring color. So I'm going to give those away. And so the prompt on YouTube will be that you have to be a subscriber. And I would like to know what your plans are. What is the next project that you're really planning out, whether it's spinning or knitting or crochet or garden or whatever. I'd like to know what you're really, really excited for. And I will do a drawing on my next episode, which will probably be in about 2.5 to 3 weeks. I have family coming into town. And so I will not record next week. But so I will pull a winner for that. So that's very exciting. So thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. And I appreciate all of the feedback I've gotten. I'm sorry for my crazy hair today. And thank you so much. I just really appreciate all of the support that I've gotten. And my co-host. And I will be back in a couple of weeks. So if you like the episode, please give me a thumbs up, maybe share, and subscribe to my podcast. And then you will get notified when there's a new episode going up, and other people can find me easier. It'll show up in their recommendations. And also with the Fiber Girls, we are planning to try to record an episode, at least Sarah and I, and hopefully we can get Kayla. Kayla, if you're watching, we want to record all together. Maybe we can do that at the beginning of April sometime. So hopefully we'll all see you soon. Okay? So thank you so much. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your spring, and I will see you next time. Thank you.